I don't.
Oh, we'll go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and start recording now. Uh,
Where
I thought you forgot it.
the
why
lady
didn't
just
you
told
tell
me.
me?
Well, let's all start over. Say everything you just said.
Yeah, everything you just said. Hey, friends, we have been talking for over an hour, and I just realized I didn't hit record, but we've been having a good time. Welcome to another edition of the Slingshot Roundtable. I am your host, Andrew Axum. We have with us, and I feel like I know you guys pretty well now, so this is a lot more
Yeah.
comfortable. We have Leon Mcintyre from Squatch Shot with us. Is it Squatch Shot or Squatch Slings?
Squatch Shot.
Squatch Shot. Okay. We have Patrick Richardson with us. Patrick, go ahead and reintroduce yourself and plug some of your social media for us.
Okay. My name is Patrick Richardson. It's good to be here talking with Andrew and Squatch and Weston. I think I got all their names right, but I don't really have social media. I'm on the forums as Mako Pat, Mako Pat, and I'm on Facebook. And I just like to talk about slingshots a lot. Yeah, I'm in Tennessee. I loosely organized the Tennessee Slingshot Gathering. It's not a competition. In Tennessee, when everything was shut down basically in 2020, and then just started talking to people, meeting more people. At first, it was just on the forums. I couldn't believe people wanted to come hang out in the woods with a guy they met on the internet. And it's like, yeah, we're all going to go in the woods. We get to put some canopies up in a leach field, and we're just going to shoot cans. And it's been going on since 2020 every year. So, and then my goal, I guess, was to bring it out of the forums and off YouTube into neighborhoods. And that's what more and more is happening. So I feel like something's out there that we really want to get together. So I'm just having trouble, articulating how much I enjoy the community and slingshots.
Well,
So
I certainly get it, and you guys may hear me repeating myself now because since I thought we were recording for an hour, uh, but no, I that's the whole point of me doing this channel is because I found slingshots, and to me, really, slingshots and slingshotting is such a simple um, activity, such a simple concept. It's just neat, it's quirky, it's fun, but that's what draws you in. But it's the community that keeps you here, that really
yeah, yeah,
makes it a lifestyle for people. Because let's face it, what we have in common is just kind of a silly little thing of flipping a ball with a rubber band, but it's so much more than that to us because of the friendships and stuff that we make. And those friendships help us with, as we were talking about earlier, seem to help so many of us with depression and anxiety, myself included. So my whole point of doing the channel was just to bring more awareness to the community because it was something that I discovered, and it was this, almost underground community of people that I wasn't aware of, but the nicest people in the world, and so I just wanted to let other people know that that's out there. Speaking of other people, one of the other people on here tonight is Hawk Slings. Well, that's his channel, but Weston Crocket. Sorry, I'm getting all flustered here now. I forgot to hit the record button and all that. Weston Crocket, who is the East Coast Slingshot Tournament 2025 champion, but
woo!
even more impressively to me than that is that he's such a new shooter. So Weston, go ahead and introduce yourself, plug all the stuff you want to plug, and tell us all about your sling journey so far.
Yeah, I'm Weston Crocket. First off, thanks for having me on, Axum. I've been watching for a while, so glad to be able to make one. But yeah, I'm Hawk Slings on YouTube, TikTok. It's pretty much all the socials I'm on. But like we talked about earlier, I picked up a frame about mid-December and just dove down the rabbit hole from there. Started shooting long draw in February and pretty much all I've shot since.
And that is just amazing to me that you picked up. I mean, most people don't even pick up long draw that quickly. I didn't. And I've been to a couple of tournaments, and I don't think I've ever placed higher than in the 20s somewhere. I don't know. But as we were kind of talking about, Patrick, tournaments and stuff, they end up being more more of a gathering, really. I think we were talking about that, where you were talking about having a sling gathering, and I think that's pretty neat. That's the one that happens in early May, right?
Yeah, we do that like in. I think about moving it back a little bit, but at the time when I started that, I was trying to be mindful of. Let's see, there was Southeast Slingshot tournament, there was East Coast Slingshot tournament, and I can't remember when Alabama Cattle Carnival. But I was trying to space them out a little bit, and I think the first one I attended was Southeast Slingshot tournament in Steele, Alabama, and then next was Swamp Stomp, which was a pretty long drive for me, and I've yet to make it up to a Shootin' Annie or Joe Stokes or any of those, but I would really like to.
Well, I know you're invited to Joe's because you're on that group, and
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
you
I
on
would.
there.
It seems like I'm almost able to make it every time, and then like I get a call for something. So I'll be truthful. I don't enjoy the heat.
Yeah, I get that.
But
It's
I would
miserably hot
I
here
would come
today.
up there and shoot that woods course and hang out regardless if I don't have to do something else.
Well,
Adulting is just a series of choices of doing things that you almost don't want to do.
I make it over to Joe's fairly regularly. He's about an hour and a half from me, and I haven't been over there. Well, I've been over there once or twice so far this year, but he's had a few recently, and I've had to work. But anyway, what I was going to say is, if you ever need a place to stay, you could come
Oh,
up. You're welcome to stay with me up here if you need to.
wow, all right, that'd be
I can,
awesome. All
yeah,
I
I
need is
can.
two. I don't know. I love to sleep outside. All I need is two trees. I basically use a tarp and a hammock all year round.
Well,
That's
Joe's got
really
to play. He's got the spots, not enough for a
oh
whole tournament, but he's got spots for the people he invites over there to camp usually.
yeah.
But I don't usually camp over there because it's so close, but I have a couple once or twice.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but yeah, I would love to make some of those because that's really what some people really enjoy the competition. I want to support them. I was saying there's something for everybody, and for me, it's showing up and hanging out with the people and hearing stories, telling stories, and
Yeah,
just
that's the best part of it.
comparing equipment. Comparing styles. All that's super fun. Like
And
I think,
that's why I do these is because I miss that in between tournaments.
yeah, it's a really good ideal to have a round table because I hate to film myself doing anything.
Huh.
I've taken quite a few Messenger or FaceTime or whatever you call it calls to show people how to wrap and tuck and tie some bands this year. And
Uh-huh.
the entire time, I don't care to talk to large groups of people. I have before. I don't get too nervous when I'm doing competitions in front of people. But I found myself being really anxious because what if I taught them something wrong, And that's, I just try to stick to the basics and help as many new people as I can. And oh, I just have to, while I'm on this train of thought, when we weren't recording, I'll never ever be able to pay it forward what the slingshot community did for me when I started. Boxes, I'm talking huge boxes of stuff would just show up. It's like not like my phone number and address are hidden or anything, but people would just like send you like I got a box that I just now gave all the stuff away in 2018 last year. Like it
So just people donating stuff to give away?
well, just like you might get into a trade on the forums. Like
Okay.
there were these trades. Like there would be 5 people. Yeah, Squatch knows. There'd be 5 people,
Yep.
and you get like one makes something for two, and two makes something for three, and you're like in this big trade, and then you're all waiting for the pictures.
Okay.
what came. So
I've never
like say-
done that on the forums
Well,
before.
Well, say like me and Leon are making a trade. I know that even though we agreed to X amount in the trade, this frame for that frame, there's going to be so much extra. You got to like at one point I was just throwing bags of candy in there.
Oh, you're talking about all the loot people throw in.
Yeah, all the extras.
Yeah.
There's like no, it's like instead of the opposite of getting cheated, you somehow have to like
That's-
be
That
extra
was one of the
nice.
first things that impressed me about this community. And I think it was, I ordered some stuff from Wasp and
Oh,
he
Simon's
threw in
great.
a bunch of extra loot. And I was like, and Simon does that. It seems like every time I order something, he throws in some loot. And so many different people do that. It's just such a generous community. We were talking about the get-togethers though, and how we'd like to see more of those. You were saying that you, Weston, you were saying that you had never shot together with anybody before the tournament. Is that what I remembered you saying?
Yeah, before ECST, I'd never shot with anybody. So
That's
coming to
so-
ECST was pretty awesome because like not shooting with anybody, just having yourself, you know, and
Yeah.
talking with everybody and being on YouTube lives. Yeah, you get to see people, but coming together where everybody has a common interest is awesome.
Yeah, I can't believe that was your first experience, and then you're the champ too. I mean, and you got a slingshot in December.
And
I
It
mean,
blows
you-
it blows my mind for sure. It's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
That's two.
I
That's
get
two
like
years in a row at ECST that a new shooter that's not been in it long is taking it.
that's right.
And
That's
I
right.
think
Last
and a
year,
lot of people
Andy-
have asked, and I think it's because us new shooters, we get the bug bad. So
Yo,
we're
yeah,
thinking about it. We're shooting whenever we can. I mean, there was times where I would shoot 3 to 4 30, 45-minute sessions a day. You know, just
That's-
shooting.
I wish you were my neighbor, Weston. I wish you were my next door neighbor. I would talk to you while you shot.
Yeah, once you get bit, I think it's just those first couple months, it's really hard to put it down, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, I was the same way. I was watching, I watched every slingshot video I could find multiple times and just got consumed. Yeah. So, and it never went away really. That's the
No, it's
thing
still
about
there.
the community. Yeah.
When I got into this, the forums have galleries and they have templates, and I had a scroll saw and a drill press and an angle grinder. And I have small hands, so I would just scale things down and make them to see how they would fit.
Okay.
And I had binders of just templates with the names written in them in pencil at what scale they were. And then at some point, I just went from like knowing whatever each and every frame was and all the attachments and who made it to just like it got simple again. I was like, oh, I just like to talk to these people. And I don't remember the names or anything anymore. But yeah, I was consumed with knowing everything there was. My YouTube channel or my playlists is so enormous where I save things that I've actually made 4 categories on it and started this year to start to sort the videos into categories.
Okay.
And some of them are just
How are you
social.
sorting them?
Well, I have technique.
Okay.
I have equipment.
But it's all
and
slingshot stuff.
It's
then.
all slingshot. It just said slingshot stuff, and I started going through it, and it's like some of it's
Categorizing
building, but the vast majority is just social. There's like just people talking about slingshots and what it's like when you get started. It seems like a lot of people make a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they're just on there to shoot and talk, and they're just trying to connect. But for the most part, YouTube's one way. You send information out, and it's really hard to. So
Yeah.
we all meet over on Facebook after YouTube and make a plan. So I think that's amazing. Well, and some of us are on the forum. I'm not on there every day like I was, but I still check on people.
I don't get on there as much as I used to, but I do really like the forum. I think it's
I love it. Yeah.
undervalued or underrated resource for new shooters, especially. I have I got the premium membership, and it's not much.
Yeah.
I think it's like $12 a year or something.
So it's
I like that you can go back and look at the old stuff because I am into the history of the sport. And I think it's interesting to go back as far as you can on there, like 2009 or whatever, and see what
That's when
people
it started.
talking
Yeah.
about and what they're shooting or what they were shooting and
Okay.
stuff.
There are like I think three, maybe there was a fourth one. I don't know. Forums. There's the Slingshot forum. There's the Slingshot community forum, and there is the Slingshot channel. I can't remember what yours is called. And there's still people on that from like 2000 and probably the same time, 2008, 2007.
Yeah.
Still talk on Yorgs. But what I was saying earlier, this is a tip for people that are new and they want to get the information from the Slingshot forum. The platform is a little bit tedious in the search engine. So do your searches in Google about slingshots, and almost certainly it's going to take you to the forum, and you can read all the stuff, all the things that you can think of. Somebody's done before, and they've done it with surgical tubing and TheraBane Gold, probably.
Well, and yeah, using Google and the forums together is a great resource because like I'm already signed into the forums on my browser.
Right.
So then when I do a YouTube search and I click on it, I'm already logged in the forum. It takes me straight to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
you're right. Over the past however many years, somebody has tried it.
well, like pickle forks, like reading just the history of somebody inventing the pickle fork, which when I first got into it, I made a pickle fork. I went out back, and from 36 feet, I shot a bullseye. First shot.
Wow.
I spent a month hitting my forks. Immediately after that, I just beat 2 or 3 wooden, laminated wooden things I glued together all to pieces before I could even get the ball to go back over the forks. So
Dave, I got a couple of I bought them off of Dave Longworth, a couple of real pretty pickle forks he made, Liberty ones. But he made me a real plain burlap micarta practice one because he didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't want to beat the hell out of the good ones.
I was using hard maple, and I would take 2 pieces and turn the grain 90 degrees and glue them together, and just cut it out on a scroll saw, round it off, and after a few fork hits, I'd just make like a bunch out of a board. So I was just throwing them away until I could learn how, after I beat them to death. Fork hits are really the most frustrating aspect of being an intermediate shooter.
Yeah, I still get them, but it's mostly when I'm trying something new, when I'm experimenting and trying a new band length or taper or frame or something. Weston, we were talking about you being a new shooter, and you mentioned already shooting long draw. I don't think you mentioned this, and if you did, I didn't hit the record button anyway. By the way, Leon, I heard you up there giggling when I said I didn't hit the record button. And
about what part?
You're supposed to be my technical director. You've been coaching me on WhatsApp and stuff, and you let me do that again. You're fired from this position you didn't ask for.
I thought I was waiting for it to come across, and it didn't even click it. Usually the recording comes up.
I heard you.
You have to hit the okay, and I'm like,
well, we had a great.
Oh, go ahead.
I said we had a great time, everybody out there in watching from YouTube. I mean, I wish you guys had been there.
But where's that?
I'm talking about the conversation we had before the record button was hit. It was super awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Well, you know what?
They all missed out.
Broke the ice a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But Weston, I heard you saying you were already shooting long draw, but what's your preferred fork width? And you said you were shooting about 250, I think, on the active band length. But what kind of fork width do you like shooting?
For you, Weston?
No, I really started with 90s because that's really mainly what the market is here. So I shot 90s. I shoot a little bit of 85. Actually, when at ECST, I just decided to pick up an 85 and gap shoot it for knockdowns. So I really liked 85. So from now on, I think I want to try to start shooting smaller frames. But yeah, mostly just 90s.
That's amazing.
Do you have a favorite frame? And mine seems to change weekly. So
So
It's okay if you say no.
yeah, and that's another thing about me is I got into the rabbit hole quick, so I just bought a bunch of frames. The collection's always growing,
Never
right?
stops.
So I never stuck with one frame. I never shot a frame more than once or 1 or 2 days in
But
a row. Shot different frames
every other week, I'll get a message from, "What do you got that you don't want no more?"
Well, I think you know what, and I've never even seen you shoot really in person, but I think that speaks to your natural ability and the skill that you obviously possess, because the kind of lecture I guess we give most new shooters is stick with one frame, experiment and see what works for you. But it sounds like everything was working for you.
Right.
Do you have you don't have a current favorite though?
I mean, when I first started, I guess I really liked a bigger ergo style frame. And here recently, the last couple months, I've really been liking just a super small, thin frame, like anything from Tim Henry. I really love Tim
Wow.
Henry stuff.
Yeah.
I like a bunch of Andre stuff. Some of them are even a little too thick what I like to shoot now. A lot of stuff from Taking Shots is real thin, slanted fork tips. I really like slanted fork tips. But now anything really thin. Used to be super ergo, but now thin.
Do
You have a
you?
Polaris in your mailbox waiting
Ooh.
on
I
you.
do. I do.
Yeah, I got a Polaris, and I think you actually shot it at the East Coast. I got it from Dave, that white.
Yeah, Dave, he handed me the Polaris. He said, "Go try this out." I said, "Man, I'm so worried about fork hitting this thing." I said, "It'd be my luck if I fork hit this thing." Dave said, "You better go shoot this thing. I know who the guy who made this thing, and I ain't worried about it." So I took it down and shot it. Hunter tied up some bands that were way too long. I mean, Leon could have stood behind me and probably still pulled it. They were way too long, but yeah, I enjoyed shooting that thing. So Dave actually made me one. I'm out in Cleveland right now for work training, so I got one sitting in my mailbox waiting for me.
Oh
Okay.
man, that's a good feeling and a bad feeling, right?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
you just want
Right.
to hold it.
Where are you? Where are you? Where's home base for you?
I'm in Central Texas. I'm in Waco. Actually, me and Bill Hayes actually live in the same town, which was
Do you
pretty
know him?
crazy. So I met him. I met
Oh,
him at ECST.
yeah, I
Okay.
like Bill. I like Bill a lot. We're
I've
pretty
never
good
met Bill, but I
friends.
have a ton of respect for him. I love what he's done for the sport.
Yeah, he's generous too.
It sucks
What?
that he has to quit making frames, though.
Yeah, his health, is really important. So, Weston, if you live in Waco, so close to Bill, you guys should just have a shootout each week for the next year and
Right.
keep score. Like there'd be so many people tuned in, and you
With
can just
him
let.
and his son shooting too, and his wife. Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
get together. We talked at ECST, but I didn't get his phone number, and he's not really on Facebook. So I got to figure out how to get a hold of him so we can get together one day.
the
I would
slingshot
love to
forum.
chat with Bill on here sometime.
Oh gosh,
I've
it would be
never met
great.
him, and I don't. I feel awkward about reaching out to people that I don't know. But
Mm.
yeah, I have a ton of respect for Bill Hayes.
Hey,
Well, if you,
yeah,
I'll ask your permission before I do it, but I'll reach out to people
okay, that's a good idea,
Yeah.
Squatch. You know a
just like
lot of
I did for
people.
Weston.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I was wanting to talk to Weston. I'm glad you arranged that.
Weston, it brings something up for me if I can just jump in here. Like Duranda Hayes is a fantastic shot, and like more and more, there's more and more ladies involved in the sport. It would be so great if we could hear from some of them sometime.
Absolutely.
It's just like the way I was raised. It's hard for me to reach out to a lady.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know what you
I
mean.
don't know. Like I'd have to do it like in a public format, and then I'd feel like I was calling them out.
Well, Brandy was on here last night from
Yeah,
Spanky Monkey,
I
and
seen that. I watched the whole thing.
oh, did you?
Yeah,
Good.
but I couldn't log in. I listened to the thing with my earbud,
Okay.
and at some point this morning, I believe. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I definitely would love to see more females in the sport.
but like you
It's
got
something. It's great for everybody. It's not
yeah.
just a guy thing.
Well, it's a sport where everybody can play. You know,
Right. Right.
it's not like I couldn't go out and play rugby. Me and Duranda. If Bill was on the other team, that would be probably it for us. He's like it's like a refrigerator. So, but we can shoot slingshots together. I
Right.
enjoy hearing his stories, and just he's really he's a real big character, like he's from Texas or something. Him and Wes, it would be great just to hang out and hear them compare notes, because Weston, you're the first person I know, if I'm putting it in my playbook, to film themselves from the front.
Yeah.
I think that I probably could have learned a few things, because recently
did we get that part recorded?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't believe so.
No.
So Weston, I want you to talk about that again, because that was impressive. And I'll just preface it by saying I've always told people one of the best tools for learning to improve your shooting stance and posture and stuff is a tripod. But you took it a step even further than that. Tell what you did.
Yeah, so like when I switched from short draw to long draw, I started shooting clay. And once I decided to make the bump to still, I kept getting fork hits, and I ruined so many frames, just fork hitting them, and I could never figure it out. So when I would go back to clay, I wouldn't get those fork hits because clay is not heavy enough. If you just speed bump the pouch just a little bit, the clay is not going to react the same way the steel is. The steel's a little bit heavier, and it will smack that fork. I couldn't figure that out at all. So I took my phone and I took slow-mo video. I set my tripod right up in front of me and shot, and I broke down every little step, every frame by frame of my shot sequence until I could figure out that fork hit issue. So I utilized that slow-mo video a lot to get that squared
And
away.
that's amazing to me that you used slow-mo and then that you did it from the front, because I've shot my phone. What'd you use to record with?
Oh no, not like in the front of me. Like if I'm sideways shooting like this, I had the phone facing me. Like I was facing the phone, so I could see my frame hand and my
Gotcha.
pouch hand
Okay.
all at
Gotcha.
the same time.
I thought you were
Okay.
shooting, but still, that is exactly what I always tell new people to do. And like I said earlier, it feels weird calling you a new shooter because you're the reigning
The
champion.
champion. Yeah. So I have a technical question, since I could jump in here. I thought about it last time, and now it's
Sure.
just killing me, Weston. Was it your thumb? Was your thumb just like slightly bent instead of straight?
No, I was smacking the bottom fork
Oh,
just
okay.
barely. So when I was pouch, I was holding a little bit in front of the ball, and I guess I hadn't built that finger strength up yet, so I was
Right.
trying to find that leverage, and I was tilting that front hand forward a little bit. And one thing I
Okay.
did notice was when I would go to release a shot, I would let my pouch hand kind of come forward before I release, so that
Wow.
caused that bump.
Kind of
So
Yeah.
yipping,
I
as
learned how
Jordan calls it.
to push and pull at the same time until
Yeah.
that shot broke instead of trying to release it.
There's a Japanese term for that too, when they shoot the bow and you're pulling your hands apart. And I think it's hiki hake or something like that. But basically, yeah, I just recently I shoot a really short draw, and I had my thumb just slightly bent and was doing a very similar thing to what you're doing. I was letting this hand come forward because I want it to go.
Right.
And I just like had recently but I
You
use
get
clay.
anxious and you jump the gun a little bit.
Well, like I even found myself leaning forward. Like been doing this for a while. It just sometimes you have to do that. You have to like really break it down.
One thing
Right.
one thing I do, and I want to do a video about this sometime, but I found you're talking about your wrist going a little bit down or up or whatever. I found that my elbow plays a big part in that.
Yeah.
If my elbow goes up too high, it seems like my shot goes up because it pulls my wrist down. My elbow drops, my shot drops. It seems like I have to have my elbow right behind, like a perfect straight line. And so that's something I discovered, is if I pay a lot of attention to my elbow, it seems to help my shot.
Yeah, I was talking to Jordan the other day, and we were talking about, latex and stuff, how everybody always wants to know what you're shooting, your taper and your latex. And I told Jordan I want to know people's shot sequence. I want to know what they do during their shot sequence.
Like
Because for
leading
me,
up
that's
to it, like a
yeah,
pitcher's
that's
wind up or something, kind of.
right. That's more interesting to me than what taper or latex you're shooting, because what really stepped it up for me is when I found out, when I started to figure out that release. Now I don't even really like tell myself, all right, now release, go. I just focus on pressure in my frame hand, pressure in my pouch hand, and I push in both directions until the shot slips.
Yeah.
So every shot that I release is a surprise. I don't ever tell myself, all right, now release, go.
Yeah, no, that's I know what you're talking about. You just kind of get that muscle memory where
Right.
it's not really like a conscious thing. I am gonna have to wrap this up before too long because I did well, Leon let me forget to hit the record button, so we'll blame that on him. But you guys are both welcome back on here anytime. As a matter of fact, I want to start doing these more often. I really get kind of my fix from the community. Like I said, kind of what we would do at a tournament around a fire or just a gathering or whatever. So I really enjoy it, but you guys are both welcome. I am trying to kind of migrate more to WhatsApp. Oh, before I let you guys go, I wanted to bring this up one more time. Patrick, you saw it last night if you watched, but the frame that I'm
I
giving
did.
away. Did you guys see this?
Oh yeah.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah, I tried to make the lighting a little better in here tonight. Hopefully you can see it a little better, but I have not responded to the emails. I've received quite a few emails to enter the giveaway. I have not responded. One thing I should have mentioned last night is that it's not an automated response because somebody reached out to me concerned they hadn't received a response yet or a reply. And that's just me. That was me not getting to it yet, but I'm going to respond to all them. You guys, if you haven't entered, go ahead and enter, and I'm going to be giving it away. So with that, is there any last words or plugs or anything anybody wants to make?
Get outside and sling.
Absolutely.
No, not for me. I just wanted to,
again.
yeah. Thank you, Andrew, for allowing me to come on here and putting on something that the community can enjoy and watch.
Absolutely. Thank you
Enjoyed
for
all
being a
of them so
part of
far.
it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a good point.
glad to chat with both you and Patrick. Patrick for the first time on a voice call or whatever we're doing here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to meet you guys, and you're both welcome to join me anytime. And I don't put any number limit on these, as you guys have kind of seen. I just put out a chat,
Right.
and whoever shows up, and the more the merrier, I say. So you
Well,
guys are welcome to jump in anytime.
Again, thanks. Yeah, that's right. I really enjoyed the roundtable. I really do. I listen to a lot of YouTube through my phone while I'm working or doing whatever during the day, and this is one I keep coming back to. I just like to hear all the people talk and just chat with each other and
That
whatever
means a
comes
lot.
up.
That
Yeah,
means a
it's
lot, man. I
it's
appreciate it.
I think the community needs this kind of program.
Well, thank you, sir. I felt that way, and that's why I wanted to do it. How about you, Leon?
Keep it going on. This is
I'll keep
maybe I'll be
going on.
more. I don't know what I'm going to say. I just lost tonight.
Just hit record, right? That's your
Yeah,
thought
just
for
hit
the night.
record.
Yeah,
All right,
just
gentlemen.
hit record. That'll work.
Well,
Leon's awesome. Leon's an awesome dude.
Leon is becoming my Ed McMahon, I think, man. All right, gentlemen. I will send out a post soon. I go back to work tomorrow. My work week's a little wonky. I work right now Wednesdays through Saturdays, so that's why I have these weird weekends. But
I have every other week is different.
yeah. Well, in July I go to Monday through Friday for a little bit, and then it'll change again in the fall. But anyway, I will send out messages, and you guys are all welcome to join back anytime.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, gentlemen. I will talk to you all soon. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Y'all too.
See ya.